Hi internet, so it's time for my top 5 Wednesdays. I'm actually recording this on Wednesday because I forgot about it, but today's is top 5 series that you want to start this year or that I want to start. So let's get into this. I have my list of 5 and I have some honourable mentions because I can't not have honourable mentions. First series I have is right here. Sabriel by Garthanic. So this will probably be the first one I get to because I own it. Sabriel is meant to be, there's this land and there's a divide. On one side you have the old kingdom, on the other you have another kingdom that I think doesn't have any magic. And we follow Sabriel, who has been going to a boarding school for her own good really. She's about to graduate or something, and her father, a powerful necromancer in the old kingdom, goes missing, and he sends her a cryptic message that she has to try and solve. So she goes to the old kingdom, which she hasn't been to for years, and tries to find out what's happened to her father and save him, I guess. Kind of follow her on her journey as she goes and saves her father and learns about everything in the old kingdom and free magic and the dead who don't want to stay that way, which is the necromancer tries to make the dead stay dead. But yeah, every time I try to get her, I know I've heard a million reviews on Sabriel and summaries, but for some reason last night I couldn't find any of the ones that I've previously watched that I thought were really good, so there's that. The next series is the Mistborn Trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I think the first one is The Final Empire. In this world there's a group known as Allomancers, and when they digest metals they can have certain powers and shit with them. We follow Vin, who's a street urchin, and she's in some food crew who she goes and steals food for everyone, but she's really malnourished and not treated well, and she joins this new crew who go to overthrow the empire, and shit happens. That's what I know about this series. It's fantasy, and you might see that all of these are fantasies apart from one dystopian. I'm not predictable. Next series is The Darkest Mind by Alexandra Bracken. This series follows Ruby, who when she was 10 this plague hit and it killed all the children between 8 and 14, well most of the children between 8 and 14, and the ones that have survived, like Ruby, were sent off to a government rehabilitation camp where they're actually being tested on and stuff, and there's meant to be different categories of all these children. Green is the least threatening and orange is the most dangerous. Orange you can read minds and shit. So Ruby has been pretending to be a green and surviving that way, but they're on the verge of discovering that she's an orange, so she has to escape. Apparently she does escape and goes on adventures, and it's fun. That's the synopsis I have. But yeah, I really want to pick up that book. The next one is the Fallen Kingdom series, and it's meant to be about Mythica, I don't know how it was said, and they're meant to be 3 kingdoms in Mythica. One is extremely prosperous, one is really on hard times, and the other one's kind of in the middle, and someone does something and they all start wars, and they've been living in peace for a while, but now they're all fighting. And we follow a princess, an heir, a sorcerer, and a rebel, and there's the 4 different points of view, and it's apparently really good, and I do want to pick up this series because Audible keeps recommending it for me. And the last series is Legend by Marie Lu. So in this series, America's had a civil war or something, and you got one side's at the colonies and one side's at the other guys. The other guys don't even know that there was a revolution or anything and that America was once a whole, whereas what I called them, they know, and they're trying to fight back and have America as a whole again, and apparently there's something with everyone being a soldier. And no, I want to read it. Everyone loves this series, and I recently read Young Elites by Marie Lu, so I really am excited to pick it up. Some honourable mentions are all of Rick Riordan and stuff. I want to pick up more of that. Still Heart by Brandon Sanderson, which is about superpowers, and the guys with the superpowers are bad, but then there's other guys with superpowers who are good and trying to get rid of the bad guys. Mara Dyer series, Delirium, Shatter Me, Great Terrible Beauty, I forget what that series is actually called, but books like that I want to read. I have a lot of trilogies in mind that I want to read, so we'll see when I get to them. What are your guys' most anticipated series to read this year? I know I'm going to find more and that I've forgotten a lot of them, but they're the ones for now that I haven't already started. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a lovely week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.